Hi, Rob Sinclair from E&S Trading. Here I am today in front of the incredible Siemens washing machines with Ange, the account manager for E&S Trading, talking about these great machines. Now Ange, I've got to say, I'm lucky enough to own one of these at home. And for me, this has been one of the most revolutionary releases of a washing machine that I've seen in the 22 years in washing machine sales that I've been involved in. Ange, maybe take us through some of the incredible features the iDos machine from Siemens has.
Absolutely, definitely revolutionary, Rob. iDos stands for Intelligent Dosaging System, and what it's actually designed to do is to basically dose the amount of liquid the clothes require. So you load your clothes in, and then based on hardness of water, the turbidity of the water and the type of textile it is, it will then determine how much actual liquid it actually will dose into the machine. So you can't overdose and you can't actually underdose.
It's fantastic. So from a environmental point of view, I think that's obviously, making sure we're not using too much detergent, but also from a running cost point of view, that accurate dosage must be really handy.
Absolutely. Not only, I guess, from an environment, because obviously we'll be using less liquid, so less hazardous liquids and chemicals going through our waters, but also the fact for health, because too much liquid in our clothes obviously can get into our pores and obviously cause allergies and so forth by doing that.
Now, Ange, Siemens as a manufacturer is one of the absolute leading manufacturers in Germany, and of course this machine is made in their fabulous plant not far from Berlin.
Yes.
What makes this machine also good in other areas?
I guess the technology. Siemens is well renowned for other areas. I guess in transport, in technology and so forth. So we haven't had to reinvent the wheel in regards to components for the machine and that. So
great. And take me through the capacity here. How big is the machine?
Machine's 8 kilo capacity. So with that we can comfortably fit queen size set of sheets, queen size doona cover, 4 pillowcases and several towels in there at the same time.
So it really is quite a large washing machine, and probably for a family from 4 through to 6 people would be quite comfortable?
Easily. And the thing that the machine actually does with the capacity, a lot of people don't know how much 8 kilos would be, but when you actually open up the machine, it'll actually tell you, there's a little guide here, and once you start loading your machine, it actually increases, so you'll see it will go darker, and once you reach a point, it'll start to flash and it tells you that basically that's enough.
Wow. So it's a machine that not only senses the amount of dirt that's in the water as the machine is beginning to assess the clothing, but it's also assessing the weight of the clothing in the machine,
as well.
So it's accurate for detergent dosage, water usage, so we get the best efficiency of water use and detergent use.
Absolutely.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Other than, I guess, dosaging, you can also do manual dosaging.
How would I do that?
It's basically switching off through 2 buttons over here, just switching them off, and then inside you'll see the machine has where you do the dosaging, but it actually also has the manual system.
So if I wanted to use powder, I can still use my normal powder?
You can still use powder. You can also do textile guarding. So I guess with Melbourne's weather and so forth, we have a lot of rain. A lot of people catch transport in Melbourne as well, so you can actually textile guard any of your favourite garments and be able to do that with
And if
the machine
I
as well.
had, for example, maybe a parka I use up at the snow, is that something I could, add that waterproofing into?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
so that you'll just obtain it from one of your outdoor stores and just place it in here, and then the machine does the rest.
Now, one thing I've noticed, Ange, when I use this machine at home, and it goes up to, correct me if I'm wrong, a 1600 RPM spin, a very fast spin.
Up to 1600 revs, correct.
It's so quiet when it spins. Why is that?
It's got a brushless motor, so basically less moving components in the machine and makes it a lot quieter.
Wow. So that's like the best sort of motor you could have in a washing machine.
That's right, DC motor, so yes.
Fantastic. Well, there we've had the washing machine. I can't speak highly enough of it. My wife and I have had this machine at home now since it's been available, which is just over 6 months, I think, Ange.
Excellent.
We are loving using it. I love the fact for me that there's about 36 loads of washing that this machine will do before I need to re-add detergent. And I think that's just a wonderful feature to be able to come in, press your favourite function, and then just away the washing goes.
The machine does it, absolutely.
It's awesome. Now, Ange, we've got to talk about the dryer. It's next to it.
Absolutely.
It's the matching pair or the partner to the Siemens washing machine.
Yep.
Tell us a few things about this dryer.
Yep. Basically, it matches, other than matching the actual iDos machine, it's what we call a heat pump dryer, as opposed to, I guess, our traditional heating element dryers, our venting dryers. This actually uses a condenser and a compressor, so it uses particular gases, so it makes it more economical in regards to the amount of energy it uses.
Is that a bit like the technology you'd find in a fridge?
Correct.
Yep.
It's basically the reverse of a fridge. Fridge is normally hot on the outside,
Yep.
cold. This one's actually cold on the outside and hot on the inside.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but that'd be more efficient than the traditional heating element style in a dryer.
Correct, because it's got to heat up, so it's using a lot more energy to heat up the element, so it will take a lot longer to dry, so you may be putting things in for additional time, whereas opposed to the actual sensors in these machines will actually stop once they're ready.
Fantastic, and that's no doubt what's allowed this machine to achieve such a wonderfully low energy rating.
6-star rating,
Yeah,
correct.
it's incredible.
In Australia, it's 6-star, but in Europe, basically, it's at 8.5 star.
Isn't that amazing?
Unit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, Ange, the machine also is the condenser style of dryer, so would you
Correct.
mind just stepping us through
Yeah.
just quickly what that is?
What the actual condenser does, it actually draws ambient air from the room, and then with the heat produced from the actual unit, it goes through a compartment down the bottom of the machine, the condenser compartment.
Yep.
And then it becomes moisture, so you've got hot and cold air going through, so then it runs into this compartment up here, so it's a bottle, and that's filled up with water. So you don't get any moisture or lint back inside the room. And with a lot of condensers on the actual market, you generally have to pull out the compartment down the bottom and clean it out. With this particular one, what it actually does, 2-3 stages during the drying cycle, it'll actually open up this and it'll draw water down into the condenser coil, so that condenser compartment, sorry, and it'll actually clean that through and then bring the water back up here and ready for you to empty it out at the end.
That is the most incredible feature. I was at a friend's house the other night, and she was asking me, why does this alarm keep going off? And eventually I pulled out that manual clean area of a condenser on a traditional machine that you would need to pull out, and it was all clogged with lint and stuff. So to have this feature which washes that out, making a maintenance-free operation of the condenser dryer, I reckon is an absolute winner. So,
absolutely.
Any other features we should have on this machine that we'd be aware of?
I guess just the ease of use and the design, and I guess what we have is a TFT display, so it's a lot clearer for the consumer to actually read and be able to use. So it's a little bit more user friendly as opposed to sometimes things being pretty dim and so forth, small writing.
Well,
and so
I have
forth.
to say, Ange, I mean, these displays
TFT.
for me are just absolutely stunning, and I love the way it tells me what's going on. Here it tells me the temperature easily for me to read, 40 degrees, the spin speed that's going to happen. It's just a really simple machine to I suppose, operate with and see and read. It's been a wonderful product to have at home.
I guess the other thing is people going from a top loader to a front loader, people will find that the time increases on a front loader, and that's purely because of less water compared to a top loader. With these, you'll find that a cycle normally that would take half an hour on a top loader, these will take probably 2 hours, so people find that a little bit alarming and so forth. However, what they can do, depending on the soilness of the clothes and that, them judging it when they put it in, you can actually reduce the time for, say, 2 hours down to an hour on the machine as well.
Fantastic.
So it does help the consumer, and it makes it a little bit more sort of, user-friendly.
Well, Ange, I've got to say thank you. It's a great privilege to be able to talk to you about this wonderful product and just tap into the great knowledge that you have about the Siemens products and the brand. So, Ange, on behalf of ENS Trading, thank you very much for your time.
And on behalf of BSH, we'd like to thank you for showcasing our product, and we appreciate the work that you do for us.
Absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you.